Hello and welcome to my channel Crying Fly. My name is Steve, and in this video today I would like to show you how can you create a documentation here in Autodesk Fusion 360 on Linux. So here we are in my project, here Fusion 360 Linux Wine version, and when I scroll down to this section here, where is it? Here, which work areas and functions have I tested, then you can see now that I have changed this workspace here, drawing, or maybe the documentation workspace, and this works now also here on Linux. Yes, so I changed to this tab here, or maybe release, drawing and electronics workbench works now. Yes. With the help of the user Tony763, we can also use the drawing workbench now. Thank you very much, Tony763, for your help. And yes, so I show you what this user have changed it here to get running here the drawing workbench here on Linux. I click here on help. So I scroll down to this one here, and here is a comment from the Tony. Copy, mousepad, okay, input, and then we can see this long comment here to get running Fusion 360 with all workspaces. So that we can also use here the drawing workbench or maybe the documentation workspace in the future. Okay, and here we can see this exe here, Fusion 360 .exe, and the original exe here is the Fusion Launcher.exe. When Wine create for us the Fusion 360 launcher. Okay, so here this one, Wine, and then this. Okay, but this Fusion Launcher.exe doesn't support the drawing or maybe the documentation workspace, and so we must changing this to this Fusion 360 .exe launcher. And this one we can find in here. Where is it? Come on, program files, Autodesk, web deploy, production. No, here, yes. And when I scroll down to this one here, where is it? Here, Fusion 360 .exe, and here is the Fusion Launcher.exe. Okay, so but the problem is Wine doesn't select here the Fusion 360 .exe, so we get the error when we will create a documentation here in Autodesk Fusion 360 where we can't create a documentation of our models or other things. Okay, so, and when I come back to Tony's comment, then we can see also another functions or maybe options here, Wine debug minus all. Okay, this is especially options here for debugging here for Wine. Okay, and this one here is an option for selecting especially the AMD graphics cards, because Tony have 3 graphics cards here. Where is it? Come on, where is it? Here, 3 GPUs, the integrated Intel, dedicated NVIDIA and AMD graphics card. Okay, and this is the reason why Tony have here added this option here. Okay, so then the Wine prefix, and then here Tony have added also here this option for the GNOME terminal, okay. Then here Wine 64, okay. And yes, so, and we have changed this comment here to another one, to this one here. Where is it? Crying Fly, code, files, Autodesk Fusion 360.desktop, raw, okay. And then we can see this Fusion 360 launcher. This is the new one. When you have installed Autodesk Fusion 360 with my installation script, then my installation script downloaded this file for you, and after the installation you can start up Fusion 360 here over the menu, and then you can find this new launcher here in the categories, development, graphics and science, and so you can change to here to this graphics category, and then you can see here the new launcher, okay. So, and what we can see here is the name Autodesk Fusion 360 here. Then description here, this program launcher only works if you select the standard installation when installing Autodesk Fusion 360, okay. And yes, the categories, startup, notify, true, okay, the icon, type, application, yes, and here the exec. And this comment here is very important. I copy this now and input, and then you can see this new comment for running up Fusion 360 here on Linux. So then you can see this one here, Fusion 360 started. This is a variable, and in this variable we save it the output of this comment here. Where is it? Find home wine prefixes Fusion 360, and then we find the Fusion 360.exe into this path here. Then we print this output, but before we save it, this one, we sort the results, and the nearest Fusion 360.exe result, we save it here into the Fusion 360 starter variable, okay. And then we running up in the second pass here this Fusion 360 .exe file here, here Fusion 360 starter, and here Fusion 360 starter, and here we can see wine prefixes, wine prefix home, wine prefixes Fusion 360, then wine, and here the variable for running up the nearest Fusion 360 exe, and then we can use also here in the future the workspace drawing, or maybe here the documentation workspace, okay. So, and that was why we have added this function here with the sort of the results. This is really simple, because we have found out that when Autodesk Fusion 360 get a bigger update, then it's so that Autodesk Fusion 360 here create in this folder production here a new folder, and in this new folder is also this file here, the Fusion 360.exe. For example, here you can see this file here, Fusion Launcher.exe. This was the original launcher before we have changed this to this launcher here. Okay, you can see here Fusion Launcher.exe, and when I go back and change to this folder here, then you can see also the Fusion Launcher.exe. So, and when we doesn't add this option here or this function here with sorting the results, then we get the problem that we doesn't running up the nearest Fusion 360.exe, and so we doesn't get the nearest functions or other things here when we running up Autodesk Fusion 360 on Linux. Okay, and this is the reason why we have added here this option here, or this function here, sorting the results, and then we save it only the nearest results here in this Fusion 360 starter. Okay, so I copy this comment now, then we change to my project here again. Here you can see this workspace here, the documentation or drawing workspace, or what also works here in Autodesk Fusion 360 is the electronics workspace here. Okay, but this one I will testing in the next time, and I create also here later a video for this workspace. Okay, so closing. Okay, I change to my okay, I close this one now. Opening a new terminal, input this comment here, and running up Autodesk Fusion 360 now. So now we must wait, and then I show you that the drawing or maybe the documentation workspace works also here on Linux. Okay, so now we are here, but before I show you this workspace, I go to this one here, about, and here you can see my version of Autodesk Fusion 360 2.0.10.564, and I have also set up my Wine to the Windows version 8.1. Okay, so close, and then I change to my projects folder, maybe cars. Okay, yes, so where is it here? Open, and here you can see my my documentation here, what I have created in my other video, yes, the German video, and yes, so I hide the data panel. Okay, and visual style shaded. Okay, so and now we can click here on file, new drawing from design, and then we get here on the right side a new window. So I click this face here. Okay, so then new drawing from design, and then we get these options here: standard, ISO, or this one here, template from scratch or browse, create new, full assembly, and so on. Okay, so but I click now here on OK, and we doesn't get an error, and we changing here to the drawing workspace, and now we can place a base view here on the first side here, or the first sheet. I click on the middle. Okay, then we have here on the right side the drawing view, and yes, here when you see this one here, the gray window, then you must zoom in or zoom out, and then you can solve this issue. Okay, so also it's so that you can't see your mouse, and then you must also zoom out or zoom in, or here to the left side or to the right side, and then you can see your mouse again. Okay, so drawing view, orientation front, okay, then style, okay, visible edges, visible and hidden edges, shaded and shaded with hidden edges. Okay, but here it's so when you change it here, the style maybe here of visible edges, then we can't see this new view here. Okay, but it's so you can changing this view later. Okay, so then we can here change it to scale, maybe here 1 to 2 or here 2 to 1. Okay, 1 to 1. Okay, so front, no, this view, yes, it's better, and I click on OK now. Then we can see this view here, and when I click with a double click, then you can changing here maybe of the style of shaded, here, close, and now you can see it's changed. So, and with only one click you can see this gray box here into our view, and with holding the left or right mouse key, then we can changing the place here of our view. Okay, maybe here. So then we have here on the button side the sheets, sheet 1 or sheet 2. Okay, and so you can see it works also. And then we have here a new menu bar. Base view creates a view of the reference design. Projected view creates a projected, additional and isometric views of the design from this base design here or base view. Section view creates a full, half, offset or linear section view towards the design, also here from the base design. Break view creates scratch, modify for move or here rotate or delete. Geometry, center line, center mark pattern or edge extensions. Dimensions, here the automatic dimensions tool, ordinate dimensions, linear dimensions, aligned dimension, radius dimensions, and so on. Text, node, leader node, hole and thread node, creates a hole or thread node. Okay, band node. Symbols, surface texture, feature control frame, and so on. Okay, or here tables. This is very interesting when you maybe create here a part list, other things. Okay, so and then you have here also export PDF, export DVG, or here export sheet as DXF. So and then this one here. Okay, and yes, so the next one is I show you this function here, projected view, section view, maybe also here the entire view. And so I click this base view here and click on projected view. Okay, place projected view or please enter. Okay, so now we must zoom out, and then you can see when I go to the top or here to the left side or to the right side or to the bottom side, Autodesk Fusion 360 creates automatically a new view for us. Okay, maybe I click here on the left side. Okay, and you can make also in this process here also a second view, maybe here on the top side. So and then we can also here creating this views here with this movement here. Okay, also here, come on, and here. Okay, so, and here we can see two buttons. The left button here, rollback, placement and continue, or the second one, create and continue. So, and when I will only create this view here and not this one here on the top side, then I click here on where is it? Come on, here, rollback, placement and continue, and this view is now deleted, and then I click here on create and continue, and we have a new one on our sheet 1. Okay, so, and when I click here with a double click on it, then we have here only these options here, style, scale and age visibility, and not this option here where we can changing here the orientation. Okay, because this view is come on, a projected view of this base view here. Okay, so this base view. Okay, so close, and I click here, where's my mouse, come on, here, double click, and I change this to yes, of visibility ages or shaded. No, I deleting this one, and I create a new base view. Front. Yes, this one, and I change the scale to 1. Okay, okay, and then I create a projected view of this one now. So, create and continue, then I changing the scale of it, close, and I change the place of it. So, and the next one is I can create here a section view, maybe of this parent view here, and then I must specify the start point of the section line, maybe this one here, A, and then the next specify point here, and then we have also here the options here for drawing view, style, scale, name, the name A and B maybe, and yes, so I click here on create and continue. And now you can see this view here. So, okay. And now I must, come on. What happens here? Delete? No. Cancel. Again. Section view. Okay, it's maybe better when we create here of this picture a section view, of this view here a section view. Create a section view. Okay, so yes, this is better. So okay, okay, shaded, and I change here the scale. And here shaded, okay. And now we have here 3 views, and here the third view all in it, and the third view here we can see here a section view, okay, of this view here. So, and the last one is maybe here the detail view. What I show you is maybe this one here. Select parent view, then I click here on the center point and specify here the size of the boundary, maybe this here, okay, and then we get this detail view here, okay. So, and then I must place this new view here, maybe here on this side, click OK, and then we have here this section here bigger here in this new view, okay. So then I maybe change to my second sheet, then I click here also on base view, scale 1 to 2, okay, maybe the right side, okay, shaded, a third sheet, base view, scale to 4:1, bottom side, okay, then I must changing this to so, okay, and you can see it works very well here. So then we have created here these 3 sheets, and the last one what I will show you is the export of this sheets here. Export PDF, all sheets, okay, open PDF, oh no, line weights, yes, okay, but you can also click here on file, come on, file, and print, and then I can here select my printer, and then you can select it here the sheets, all sheets, selected sheets, current sheets, range, all sheets. So, and when I click here on print, then Autodesk Fusion 360 print my sheets here with my printer. This works also here on Linux, okay? Yes, it works. So, and then it's so when you have maybe here the problem where this box here is maybe a little bit gray and you can't select here one of these things here with your mouse, then you must the tab button here, and then you can changing maybe here to sheets, line weights, cancel, print, or here to the printer, and then you must your keyboard for changing printer or other things, okay. This workaround works also when you may be uploading your projects here, upload, then it's also so that sometimes where you get a gray box and where you can use your mouse, and yes, with this workaround, with you're using the keyboard, yes, so you can also you can also uploading your files, okay. So I will export this yes, these sheets here as a PDF file, then I click here on OK, and then can select your folder where you save this file into. I go to my documentation folder, Home, Steve, Documentations, Fusion 360, okay, yes, and give this a name here, drawing, yes, drawing, okay, then PDF file, okay, save. So, and when I change to my third workspace and go to this folder, Documentations, Fusion 360, then we can see here this new PDF file. Okay, yes, it's written wrong here. Yes, okay. So, and I open it, this one, and we can see here our sheets. The first sheet here, the second sheet, and the third sheet. So, and yes, it works very well here also on Linux. And this was for today, and if you liked my video, then where's good when you give me a thumb up, please, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel Crying Fly, and don't forget to click on the little bell so you don't miss any news in the future. Okay, goodbye and have a nice day.